and welcome to Nosey Road for tonight's Lancashire Cup semi-final. The Saints being led out by Christopher Walsh. He's there with captain Shane Cooper. An uncharacteristic knock-on from the young Christopher. He's aged 10, he lives at Crantock Grove at Eccleston. He attends St Julie's School. His hobbies are watching rugby, especially the Saints, obviously playing rugby, also fishing, and his favourite player is Alan Hunt. He's out there with Saints captain Shane Cooper, just doing his limbering up movements. Big day for this young fella. The Salford team taking the field now. A difficult tie for them, but certainly well within their capabilities. The Saints team for this evening are full-back Phil Weavers, a three-quarter line of Hunt, Connolly, McCracken and Sullivan. Rapati and Griffiths are at half-back, with Ward, Dwyer and Farber the front three, Joint, Nicol and Cooper the back three, Groves and Connor are the replacements. The Salford side, Steve Gibson, he's back in the side at full-back. Evans, Critchley, Williams and Ford are the three-quarters. Sean Brown and Craig Coleman the half-back pairing, with David Young, Mark Lee, Jed Stasic at the front row, Ackerman, Hanson and Bradshaw the back three, with Wayne Reid and Andy Burgess are the replacements. The referee this evening, Mr John Connolly from Wigan. We had Mr Connolly a fortnight ago when Saints played Widnes here in the second round. At centre field there, Saints captain Shane Cooper and the Saints mascot Christopher Walsh, together with the Salford captain Craig Coleman. Obviously both teams change ends, and there's the Saints mascot Christopher Walsh just making his way over to the main stand side there to take his position in the crowd for this evening's match. Well, you Salford fans, I'm afraid you'll have to put up with me tonight. My name's Ron Hoof, I'm the Saints video commentator. Unlike your commentators at Salford, I do turn up every match. You haven't turned up tonight, and I'm just going to give you a bit of my unbiased St Helens commentary. Saints are playing from the clubhouse end up to the Eddington for the first half. It's Salford to kick off. It should be an exciting match this evening, and the winners of tonight's clash will meet Wigan in the final a week on Sunday. Bernard Dwyer back to Griffiths. Well, charge down. An early chance for Salford, but well covered by Phil Weavers. Coleman, I think, knocked it on for a good charge by the Salford attack. The Salford defence, I should say at first, but it was the Salford attack, wasn't it? After they charged the ball down. But Paul Farber bringing it away. Very unlucky there, Craig Coleman. As he tried to score, Weavers tidied it up. Whether Coleman actually had knocked on, the referee played advantage. But Salford are penalised there. Obviously a head-high tackle is the indication. And John Griffiths finds touch just short of the 20-metre mark. Kevin Ward, powerhouse forward, making his way upfield. A much changed Salford side from the last time they were here at Nosey Road a week or so ago, but Salford penalised twice in quick succession, moving up in an offside position. John Griffiths again over to the popular side. Finds touch just short of the halfway line. Bernard Dwyer to restart. Paul Farber drafted in with the George Mann out. I think he's out with injury. He had trouble with his back in the Charity Shield game, and he hasn't really recovered, even though he has been playing. Saints in possession. Salford defending. Bernard Dwyer brings it blindside. Jared McCracken coming through at full pace. Excellent tackle there by Stasiker and Lee. But Saints move it quickly. Sonny Nicol. He's brought down. Coleman and Arthur Bradshaw, they come in to complete the tackle. Cooper along the line, Weavers well in, out to Alan Hunt. Quick hands was the order of the day from the Saints that time. No doubt the Salford coach, Kevin Tamati, will have his side fired up for this evening's clash. Rapati sees the gap. Good eye for the gap. Rapati there. He's brought down. Solid tackling. The last tackle of this sequence for the Saints. Cooper kicks it through. It's charged down again. Salford regained possession. I think it was Peter Williams that was trying to go through there, but couldn't take it. An awkward bouncing ball. It did come back to Salford hands. More or less their first touch. Jed Stazika now. The first time they can probably put 6 tackles together. Sean Brown turning it infielder, but Rapati. He completes the tackle on Rob Ackerman. Debut for Ackerman this evening. Well, McCracken stops it there as it was chipped through. Didn't know much about it, but he had the presence to look around, saw the ball, no marker there, and McCracken plays it to himself. Gains a valuable 10 yards. And now it's Saints again, moving it to the right. Kevin Ward. Paul Farmer now had a little bit of contractual dispute early in the season, but he's sorted out now. Cooper on to Chris Joint, into space. Joint. McCracken was on his left, but he couldn't release it. But he did release it eventually, and it went to Shane Hansen, I think it is, and now it's with Tex Evans. Good play from Salford as they bring the ball forward. Gibson coming through on the charge, and he's a wily campaigner, this Gibson. Certainly puts a bit of spirit from the back in the Salford attack. Mark Lee moves it over left. Rob Ackerman. Coleman now, hefty boot. Beavers lets it bounce. Beavers plays it, Coleman comes up. Coleman put the kick in, and he's made all his players onside, but it's Anthony Sullivan looking for that half break. Saints pegged on their own 20-metre line there, and Beavers takes it over to Sonny Nicol. Solid Salford tackling this time. The early minutes, obviously the softening up process. We've had 5 minutes of play, no score at present. Chris Joint in possession for Saints, and some good Salford tackling there. Arthur Bradshaw, David Young and Mark Lee. Mark Lee, the ex-Saints hooker, and he doesn't half get through some work in a match. He's always there and about, is Mark Lee, and puts some astute kicks in as well. Hunt, back to Beavers, it's on the 6th tackle. Hefty kick upfield, Gibson right under it, takes it well. Saints have to give him 10 yards. Rob Ackerman from acting half-back, bounces off the first line of safety Saints defence. Shane Hansen just penetrates the Saints half. Farber and Dwyer in at the tackle. Coleman looking for the loop movement. It's on to Stazika. He gets away, but Saints are going to be penalised for the alleged high tackle. It did look a bit high from Joint as he went through, but he redeemed himself, brought Stazika down. Thought the referee would have played the advantage, but they are clamping down on this above the shoulder tackle, and a chance for Salford to open the scoring. They received their first penalty. We've had 6.5 minutes of the game gone. Out, just to the right of the sticks. Sean Brown is the kicker, and it's just over. So good start for Salford. Sean Brown opens the scoring with a penalty goal after 7 minutes of play, and that puts Salford 2 points to 0 in the lead. Saints restart with Tex Evans, this flamboyant wingman. He's brought down on the 20-metre line. Salford moving it quickly. Coleman again. He's the general. He's creating space. He's run a full 30 yards there. He's brought down inside the Saints half. Arthur Bradshaw, quick play the ball. On to Brown. On to Ackerman now. Salford playing with a purpose. They're putting it together. Got a good start at 2 points to nil. A goal kicks could prove crucial. Saints have been struggling a bit at present with the injury to Paul Loughlin and David Lyon not fit. But Alan Hunt knocking the ball down there. He saved a good attacking movement from Salford as they moved it quickly over to the left. But Alan Hunt read it well, moved in, knocked the ball down. Scrum down with a Salford feed. First scrum of the match, 8.5 minutes gone, 2 points to nil, Salford in the lead. Well, the ball coming out Salford side, but Saints are penalised. Differential penalty. Touch found on the Saints 20-metre line. Saints defence will have to hold firm. Good running from this Salford outfit. David Young coming in now. Coleman there, he's organising his troops. Mark Lee attacked in half-back. Coleman now, on to Ackerman. Running at the space there. Saints being forced back. Coleman again. Gibson in the line, he gets the ball away. Phil forward. He's on the left wing tonight for Salford. Well, excellent tackling there as Bradshaw comes through. Local St Helens lad, Bradshaw. Comes from the Thatterweath area. The last tackle of the sequence. Good clamp tackling there. Well, Saints are going to have scrum possession. Well, they did have the ball, but it's come back to a Salford hands, and it's Brown that has it. The tackle counts wave clean. Saints knocked it up. It touched Salford and bounced forward. Another Salford pair of hands gets the ball, and now they're on the attack again, putting pressure on the Saints defence. David Young, but the ball's loose. Chris Joyce comes up with it. Certainly a bit of a grey area this when the ball comes loose in the tackle, especially when it just looks as though it was in the tackle. But it must have come loose. Joint was on it. Saints have possession. Relieved the pressure that Saints were under. But the Salford tackling, it holds firm. The ball's come loose again. But Rapati moves it up centre field. Inside to Griffiths. He can't take it. He gathers the ball, but the knock-on is going to be given. Salford forced to defend there as the Saints spread it a bit. With Rapati coming through. He fed it out to John Griffiths. He couldn't take it cleanly. Scrum down midway between the halfway and the Saints 20-metre line. It's Coleman to feed. He gets the ball cleanly this time, but Gibson linking up from the full-back position. Now with Bradshaw. Centre field brought down short on the 20-metre line. Mark Lee attacked in half-back. Salford moving it along the line. Jason Critchley. St Helens product, Blackbrook lad. Brown onto Evans, into space is Evans. Beavers comes in and pulls the try-saving tackle off. Quick play the ball as Salford move it left. It's now with Brown. Looks quite lively at standoff. It's back to Evans. But Chris Joyce has him. Salford keeping it moving. Exciting rugby. Coleman sees the gap, drives for it. The Saints cover defence, forced to tidy up there. The touch judge is in on the far side, even though it is on the sixth tackle. The referee's moving in now. The touch judge reporting to the referee, Mr. Conley, obviously a punch going in there, indicated, and a penalty to Salford. 3-2 the penalty count in Salford favour, and as before, a kick at goal. These goal kicks could prove crucial. Salford have got to take every opportunity. On the 20-metre line, and as you can see, just over 10 yards in from the main stand side here at Nosey Road. Sean Brown already won to his credit this evening, looking to add another, strikes it well, waved through there by the touch judges, and Salford extend the lead to 4 points to 0. Salford make a hash of it. Only it's Arthur Bradshaw there that took it, or didn't take it, the loose forward. But he bangs it down in disgust. Put Salford under a bit of pressure now. We say they should get the ball from the scrum, and with 6 tackles to hopefully make it count. Griffiths is away, onto Rapati. McCracken running through at pace. High tackle, I think he's indicated. The referee, Mr. Connolly, quickly in on it, and he's definitely clamping down on it. McCracken was coming through at a fair rate of knots. High tackle indicating, and a chance now for Bernard Dwyer to grab 2 points back. A heavy programme for both these sides. The Saints were at Wakefield on Sunday. Difficult tie. Behind at the interval, but came back, started well after only about 3 minutes of the second half. But it's Dwyer. Strikes it well. Gets his 12th of the season. Puts Saints on the board. 15 minutes gone. And the score, Saints 2. Salford 4. So Saints getting a penalty there after Arthur Bradshaw knocking on just inside the field of play from the kick-off after the Sean Brown penalty goal. Deep kick by Salford, well taken by Gary Connolly. Straightens it up. Excellent reception committee there to meet him. Arthur Bradshaw, Ackerman and Shane Hansen. Combined back three there. Joint running through, turning in the tackle. Solid clamp tackling. Bradshaw and Brown. Paul Farber bringing it up the blind side. Salford hoping to peg the Saints by their own 20-metre line in the area there. Stazika and Hansen not allowing Sonny Nicol to get up to play the ball. Saints are awarded a penalty, and John Griffiths to take it and kick over to the popular side here at Nosey Road. Quite a healthy crowd here. About 25-30 miles away, Salford. Not too far for the spectators to come, and an excellent tie against the top of the table, the Stonesbitter Championship leaders, the Saints, unbeaten so far this season. Obviously Salford have come here looking to lower the Saints' colours. Sonny Nicol plays it to himself, drives it forward. Looked to hint high as he came through, but referee Connolly allowing play on. Cooper, Ward, straightens it up as Kevin Ward. gets inside the Salford 20-metre area with Bernard Dwyer attacked in half, and it's the last tackle of this sequence. Cooper kicks it crossfield. Evans will watch it go dead, and Salford will restart with a tap from the centre of the 20-metre line. Jason Critchley powering his way forward. Excellent yardage from this fella. Arthur Bradshaw looking for support, he gets it there. Out to Tex Evans eventually. He slips the ball away to Stazika, on to Coleman. Salford spreading it about. Gibson in the line. Well, Nichols come up with the ball. It's out to Connolly. Inside ball to Hunt, he takes it well. Saints on the attack. Connolly as well. Coleman's offside. What you could possibly say is a professional foul there when the Saints were ready to spread the ball out. Coleman came up and walked right into the play of the ball there with Connolly and Hunt. Saints have the penalty, and now it's Forber driving for the line. 4 Salford tacklers there to bring him down and force him back. Dwyer for the Saints, attacked in half-back. Nickel coming through. The Salford defence moves up quickly. Dwyer now with the movement onto Kevin Ward. He brings it closer to the post, centre field. But solid tackling again, excellent tackling display from Salford. Halfway through this first half, now with Rapati, stretching up centre field. He releases the ball to Joint, onto Griffiths. Long ball to Tony Sullivan. He's coming back in field, is Sullivan. He straightens up, saw a gap, quickly closed down there by Salford. Superb tackling. Dwyer, Griffiths, chips it. Well, pulled down as he chipped it through by Young, Ackerman and Gibson. But perfectly fair, says the referee. Salford have possession from a tap restart from the centre of the 20-metre line. David Young, big Welsh prop, came to Salford from Leeds. Another Welshman there, Rob Ackerman, ex-rugby union as well. Played up at Whitehaven, I think it was, before coming down here when they had a stint anywhere else. Stazika at dummy half. And the ball charged down there this time by Saints. Bernard Dwyer coming through, closed it down. Stazika picks up the spoils there. Another 6 tackles is the order of the day as referee Connolly signals a clean sheet. And David Young making yardage. Brown inside from Coleman to Hansen. Strong running. They bought Coleman from South Sydney as the general. He's to put a bit of fire in the team, the leader, and he's certainly doing that tonight. He's here again, is Coleman. Out to Gibson. 10 yards from the Saints line, and it's the 6th and final tackle of this sequence. Mark Lee chips it through. Well taken by Beavers. Has to take the tackle. Bradshaw it is. Sonny Nickel trying to bring it away. Bradshaw quickly in again. I think he was on the substitutes bench a couple of weeks ago when Saints played Salford here, Arthur Bradshaw. Not the biggest of forwards, but he's got a heart, a big heart. Quick hands from the Saints, McCracken. But Tex Evans completes the tackle. Moved in quickly there, did Evans. Tirapati from back in half. Tremendous upper body strength, this lad. Beavers gets the kick away. Awkward floating kick. Cooper comes up. Tackles Phil Ford, but he gets the ball away to Gibson. Griffiths moves in. Salford keep it moving. Jason Critchley. McCracken took a knock there, being treated by Saints physio Jeanette Smith, but it's Arthur Bradshaw. Running hard, strong and straight at the Saints defence. Coleman. On to Ackerman. Solid tackling. So it's down to 12 men with that McCracken injury. Well, Coleman just getting a bit mixed up. On to Stasica now. Back to Gibson. It's, well, I'm going to say the tackling holding firm and forcing Salford back. But a slip tackle there. Sixth tackle of this sequence. Brown chips it through. Beavers had it tidied up, but Farber covers it up. Saints have it. Just to come back off Brown. On to Farber. Tirapati tried to bring it away. The Kraken's back up and about now. Going to try and run this knockoff, but it's Bernard Dwyer. Paul Groves sits. Substitute back, even though he is a hooker. He's getting ready to, or he is stripping off, ready to come on. McCracken, he'll have to have some treatment. Can't afford to risk this fella. Sixth tackle and Saints kick it upfield. Gibson takes it well. 24 minutes of the game, 4 points to 2. Saints make the substitute. Certainly an exciting game. Anybody that thought it would be a walkover after Saints 48 points to 8 demolition of Salford the other week, definitely be in for a surprise. Stasica straightens it up. Paul Groves quickly in at the action. Mark Lee moves it blindside. David Young. Shane Cooper moves in, completes the tackle. Sonny Nickel there, lending an extra 15 stone. Beavers well positioned. Covers it well. Breaks through the tackle. Peter Williams chips it through. Beavers read it well, and he's been awarded a penalty for his trouble. Touch is found, about 5 yards short of the halfway line. 15 minutes of the half to go, as I've just said. And Saints trailing 4 points to 2. Paul Groves attacked in half-back. On to Kevin Ward. Out to Cooper, on to Rapati. Out to Tony Sullivan, he couldn't take it cleanly. The ball's knocked forward. Quick hands was the order of the day. A bullet passed from Tia. Sullivan couldn't take it. The ball knocked forward, the scrum down with the Salford feed. The Salford physio called on, just to obviously a little bit of blood on Shane Hanson's face. The referee has to be satisfied with it now. Yes, it must be okay, otherwise you'd have to put him in the blood bin. Coleman feeds it. Salford heel now with Tex Evans. Arthur Bradshaw running hard, but Nickel and joint. Now Paul Groves come in. Can't get the man to the ground. Salford now play it. Shane Hanson it is, moving it over to the main stand side. Brought down right on the halfway line and about 10 yards in from the touchline. Coleman, now with Stasica. Battle of the forwards. Most of the play down the centre. Limited chances for either side, but Brown onto Bradshaw. Looking for the return pass there was Brown, he gets it. Quick hands onto Jason Critchley. Griffith stops him, but it's back with Coleman. On to Mark Lee. Salford spreading it, David Young has it, and the ball will have to be clamped as far as the Saints are concerned. The Salford players will have to be taking man and ball. The last tackle of this sequence. Shane Hanson has it. Back to Brown, good hands from Salford. On to Mark Lee, chips it through for Evans. It's going to go into touch. Was on the last tackle, astute kicking there from Mark Lee. And Tex Evans, he scored a few from kicks throughs. Just too deep this time. scrum down with the Saints feed on the 10 metre mark, 10 metres from the Saints line and 10 metres in from touch. Salford penalised, not packing correctly at the scrum, and Saints are awarded the penalty. Well, a bad kick from John Griffiths, is it? No, it does come in. Looks as though it went off the side of his boot. But Groves plays it quickly. Kevin Ward. Well, it went back to Paul Groves, but he couldn't take it, and Mark Lee has it. Salford moving quickly. Arthur Bradshaw straightens up, but a superb tackle by Nicol. But Salford keep the ball moving. It's Gibson. The ball's come back. It's kept going. Well, the referee there, he's saying he hasn't played it, is he? He's given a scrum down. So the ball must have been knocked forward. If he said he hasn't played it, it's a penalty to the Saints, but it must have come out in the tackle. Saints feed. Shane Cooper comes up with it. John Griffiths now. Out to Beavers, out to Tirapati, on to Tony Sullivan, but Tex Evans, good tackle. Now with Cooper, on to Bernard Dwyer. Now it's Groves attacked in half, scampering away. Ex-Salfordian is Paul Groves. Always impressed me when he played at Salford. Saints signed him, but he's just a bit out of favour here. He's on the transfer list. He's always a tireless worker. Saints move it left. John Griffiths chips it through. Griffiths will pick it up. Yes, it's on to Beavers. Into Sullivan. Looking for support. Rapati's there on to Beavers. Is Beavers over? Well, a forward pass has been given. I don't know how the referee can pick a forward pass out of that. With Saints on the attack. All the passes look good there. But I'm bound to say that, aren't I? But it's a scrum down. Salford feed. Good play there from John Griffiths as he moved it through. Gathered it well. But excellent Salford cover defence, it must be said. But a fine, the final decision was a forward pass. Coleman feeds it. Salford heel. Tirapati, he's moved on to the left centre. Got Shane Cooper moved up to scrum half. John Griffiths at standoff. And Bernard Dwyer in the loose forward berth. But it's Salford in possession. Shane Hansen. Every time Salford have this ball, they're turning in the tackle, they're lucky to release it. They've thrown the ball out tremendously this first half. And it's this little general there, Coleman, that's making Salford tick. And it rubs off on the others. He's running and they're creating space. Well, it looked like a knock-on. The referee moved in quickly. Points to the spot. Scrum down with a Saints feed this time. With Salford knocking on it to play the ball. Shane Cooper. He feeds the scrum. Saints move it left. Griffiths, Connolly back to Griffiths. Out to Beavers. Links up well. Just as his counterpart, Steve Gibson, does in the Salford side. He gets it away to Rapati. Now with Chris Joint. Good tackling there. Bradshaw. And I think it was Brown, the other tackler. No, I beg your pardon, it's Craig Coleman. Well, Saints awarded a penalty. Is it? No, I beg your pardon. It's Salford awarded a penalty. No, I'll get it right eventually. Saints are awarded a penalty. I thought he'd give a reaping out indication, but after consultation with the touch judge over there, Sonny Nicol looks as though he's going to get up and play it. The ball came loose. Saints came away with it, and after Connolly had consulted with his touch judge, a penalty going Saints' way. And a platform now for the Saints to build on and hopefully come away with points. Blindside ploy, Griffiths, Cooper, now with Kevin Ward, straightening it up. Moving it left, Cooper, Griffiths, Rapati, the run round from Connolly, he can't take it. The ball's not sticking, just sticking to the Saints' hands this evening. 8 minutes to the interval, and Salford hanging on to a slender 4-2 lead. Rob Ackerman running strong, well, he'll know about that, won't he? Running into a brick wall there, Kevin Ward. Now it's Coleman trying to scamper through. Mark Lee quickly stepping up, attacking half-back. Salford putting it together. Long pass for the kick downfield. Phil Beavers has to play it. Gives it to Alan Hunt. Limited touches from Hunt. Sidesteps past one. But the second line of defence there wraps Alan Hunt up. Very little touches of the ball so far in the first half. But this fella here, Rapati, tremendous upper body strength. Gets it to Alan Hunt again. Just taken down there by his ankles. Peter Williams, the tackler. Cooper. Griffiths. Good ball to Chris Joint. He's got a good sidestep on him. But Ackerman there, quickly in at the tackle. Arthur Bradshaw as well, and Shane Hansen. Groves at dummy half, brings it blindside. Forber to Dwyer, quick hands. Cooper, Kevin Ward, up to the halfway line, looking for support. Can Saints tidy it up, unfortunately, just overrunning it again. Kevin Ward threw it out, he's taking a knock in the back there, and Salford move it quickly. Gibson trying to spread it over to the left. Kevin Ward back in the fray, but it's Salford that come away with it. Jed Stazika. Can't get past Bernard Dwyer. And Mark Lee steps up at the acting half. Coleman sees the gap, goes for it. The Saints defence will definitely have to hold firm with this fella. Hansen at dummy half. On to Brown. Gibson. Short ball to Bradshaw. Critchley running onto it. And when the players are running onto these little short passes, they take some pulling down and they're running hard onto it. Brown onto Stazika. He straightens it up. He brings it down. Centre field. Nicol and Dwyer dispatch him to the earth. Sixth and final tackle of this sequence, and Mark Lee it is. He chips it through, but Evans there clearly offside as he came through, but the ball was too deep. It's run dead. Groves restarts from the centre of the 20-metre mark. He gets it away to Chris Joint. Saints just a little in disarray. It's now with Forber. Bradshaw and Forber, two Thatterweath lads there. Groves onto Kevin Ward. Powers his way upfield. 4 minutes of the half remaining. Hasn't that gone quick? 4-2 in Salford favour. Penalty goals all the way. 2 for Brown, 1 for Dwyer. Cooper, Griffiths. As I said, quite a healthy crowd here this evening. Sixth and final tackle, Rapati. Crossfield kick, finds touch. 10 yards from the Salford line. Salford head and feed. Should come out Salford side, but we've always a 50-50 chance of getting the ball from the scrum. Coleman to feed. Salford have scrum possession. Phil forward, he's had limited touches. Should be a good confrontation on that wing there. Ford and Hunt. Also with Evans and Sullivan on this side. But Stazika making headway. Groves and Dwyer in at the tackle on Ackerman as Salford bring it blindside. Shane Hansen, big New Zealander, takes some pulling down. Inside to Stasica. Breaks the first line of defence. The Saints cover coming for him. Beavers brings him down. Sullivan wraps him up round the top. Excellent 30-yard run there from Stasica. Last tackle of the sequence. It puts Salford on the charge, looking to spread it quickly. The handling's been superb this evening. Well, that was a mile forward from Arthur Bradshaw to Phil Ford on the far side. It was picked up by referee Connolly as Alan Hunt came in for the interception. It was on the sixth tackle, so it would be the changeover. Well executed there. And Arthur Bradshaw moving up quickly. Bernard Dwyer now. As I said before, Saints, the holders of the Lancashire Cup, are meeting against the old Pie Eaters in the final a week on Sunday. Griffiths onto Nickel, out to Beavers. Connolly has it now. Inside ball. Well, Hunt couldn't take it. The knock on is given. Saints just not putting it together. Salford really taking the Saints off the game. I'm sure words of wisdom from the coaches at half-time. Kevin Tamerty for Salford, Mike McLennan for Saints. Two wily old Kiwis there. But Salford have the ball. Out to Jason Critchley. Evans coming in, looking to cause a little bit of obstruction, but Critchley stuck hold of it. Then he gets it away to Coleman. Excellent tackle from Bernard Dwyer. Salford, they'll be looking to get points on the board before the half-time interval. We're in the last minute of normal play. They're just outside the Saints 20-metre line. Putting some good moves together, and the Saints tackling will have to hold firm. 40 minutes on my clock as Mark Lee tries to scamper through the gap. Paul Groves and Sonny Nickel wrap him up. Looking for the drop goal here. Sean Brown, yes, it's through there. Gives Salford a 3-point cushion. 5 points to 2 the score with that Brown drop goal. There's the half-time hooter. So right on the death there. 24 seconds of stoppage time played. Brown with a drop goal right at the death. The score at half-time, 5 points to 2 in Salford's favour. All of the Salford's points coming from Sean Brown. 2 penalty goals and a drop goal there, with just that solitary Bernard Dwyer penalty goal for the Saints. We look forward to a pulsating second half. But as I said, half-time here, Nosey Road, Lancashire Cup semi-final. Saints 2, Salford 5. Yes, please. Yeah. Here are the teams back for the second half of this Lancashire Cup semi. Before we get underway, I've a couple of birthday mentions. The first for Martin Moylan, mine host of the Birded Tan pub, just at the top of Dun Riding Lane here. He's 40 years of age today. By the time you watch this on the video, his party will be well over. He's having a bit of a bash this evening. But 40 years of age, Martin, you old trout. Anyway, get the ale in again. Lots of love from Barbara and the kids and all here on the Saints video. Have a belated birthday mention to Margaret Jennion. Happy birthday, Margaret, from Mark and Ellen. And also all on the Saints video team. And a belated birthday to Robin Coy, who was 16 last Sunday. That's from Mark and Dan. So happy birthday to Margaret Jennion, belated from Mark and Alan, also all on the Saints video. Martin Moylan, 40 today, mine host of the Birded Tan. I'll come and see you again, Martin, and I'll have a pint with you. Anyway, back for a bit of action now. Well, let's hope it's a bit of action. I would imagine Mike McLennan would have read the riot act for the Saints at half-time. I'm back with you now for the second half. Rapati to get things underway. Brown takes it, now with Bradshaw. Kevin Tamati, he'd be pleased with his side. The way they performed in the first 40 minutes, he'll want them to keep it up, obviously, for the second 40. But Shane Hansen just taking a knock there. And early, well, only in the first minute, about 20 seconds played, and Shane Hansen doesn't look very healthy. The Salford physio will have to come on and treat him, and the substitute forward, Andy Burgess, he's getting lined up, getting stripped off. John Griffiths takes it well from that kick through, gets it away to Beavers. Saints will have to spread it quickly. Beavers looking for the gap, creates the hole, gives it to Rapati. He's tackled on the halfway line. Beavers onto Forber. He straightens up, but Stazika and Bradshaw bring him down. Groves bringing it crossfield. Kevin Ward running onto it. Support there. Well, Ward's always looking for support. It was lacking at that time, but Arthur Bradshaw, he moved in quickly, got the loose ball, it put Salford on the attack. Coleman onto Brown, sees the gap, drives for it. The substitute's been made for Salford. Salford spreading it quickly, Connolly kicks it through. The chase is on, Ford's there as well. Ford gathers it, he did well, didn't he? Well, it played advantage of referee Connolly. Now with Burgess, first touch just come on, the substitute for Shane Hansen. Connolly kicked it through, but an excellent piece of cover defence by Phil Ford. Stazika up to the Saints 20-metre line, more or less centre field. Now with Coleman, inside ball to Burgess, looking sharp. Griffiths, Ward and Groves combined to bring him down. Blindside from Mark Lee, chips it through, but Connolly did well, charged it down and won the chase with Peter Williams closing down on him. Alan Hunt. Well, Stazika in there, can't get him to ground. Saints play it quickly. Certainly looked a bit of a fumble there from Bernard Dwyer. The referee looked at the touch judge, but Saints still have possession. Paul Forber releasing it to Phil Beavers. Forward pass indicated. Saints eager to throw this ball about. 5 points to 2, the half-time interval. No scoring at present. Or no further score at present, perhaps I should say. Salford have scrum possession, now with Brown. Moves it over. Jason Critchley. Strong lad. Salford again playing it tight. The ball will be spread over midfield now. They'll be eager to throw the ball about with Salford. As I said before, the Saints tackling after hold firm, after Clapham, man and ball. Ackerman driving through, he's brought down inches short. Forber's taking a knock in that tackle. Ackerman coming through at pace. Now it's with Coleman. Stazika, is it now that has it? Salford play it quickly, well, Saints have it. Shane Cooper, it was played quickly and the Salford man wasn't marking up. And now Salford have an injury. Saints still spreading it about. Rapati. David Young going in a little enthusiastically there on Rapati. But Kevin Ward, he gets it, touched the Salford player. Yes, it's waved clean. And Cooper brings it away. Now Groves. But Bradshaw wraps him up. The tackle count restarts. Offside indicated by referee Conley as Salford moved up quickly on his left. John Griffiths. Good touch finder. 10 yards or 10 metres inside the Salford half. Groves onto Forber, fully recovered after just having the wind taken out of his sails by Ackerman up at the other end. But they take some stick in the course of a game to some of these forwards. Sonny Nicol powering his way forward. Groves wants a quick play of the ball. Sid spread it along the line. Kevin Ward. Support from Griffiths. Out to Dwyer. Quick hands there. Joint has it. He's looking to spread it, but he made sure he had a clean grip. The popular side choir get behind the Saints. Griffiths. Out to Tony Sullivan. Tex Evans. Tries to put him in touch and finally does. Solid tackle off Evans. Excellent competitor this Evans. Strong wingman. Sticks to the task. Clamped Sullivan and forced him into touch on the far side. Coleman to feed. Salford possession. Two clean scrums going Salford's way after Salford taking the scrums 5-3 in the first half. 2-0 so far in this second 40. A loose ball there. Saints trying to get in quickly. I think the referee was trying to play advantage. He's given a forward pass. Scrum down with the Saints speed and Kevin Ward there G'ing the Saints up. Cooper feeds. Saints moving quickly to the left. Griffiths looks for the gap. Now it's Sullivan in off the wing. Most of the game being played down the centre. But it's Kevin Ward. He's going straight, isn't he? 8 yards short of the line. Saints putting the attack on. Trailing by 5 points to 2. Now with Connolly. Williams there, cutting the possibility of getting the ball away down. Beavers brings it blindside to Nicol. 5 yards short of the Salford line now. Nicol plays it to himself. He's going to be penalised, is he? He must have been marked. Yes, obviously he was marked and he played it to himself. He should have played it back. Salford have the penalty. .30 yards from the Salford line. Mark Lee to restart. David Young, first man in. Forber and Nicol bring him to a halt. But the Salford spirit still intact and Stazika running well. Support there from Brown. He took it well under a lot of pressure. Beat the Saints cover defence. Feed it to Tex Evans. But he's clamped on the far side. But Salford, they move 50 yards upfield. Coleman along the line now. Burgess, Andy Burgess. Inside ball that certainly looked to hint forward. But Cooper, the Saints captain, tidied it up. It's now with Coleman. Mark Lee. And Salford on the attack. Coleman again. On to Stazika. Spirited attack here from Salford. Could result in points. Mark Lee looking for a quick play of the ball. It's the last tackle of this sequence. It's out to Brown. Ford. Stepping inside, Ford coming to the centre. He's brought down just short. The changeover indicated there, but Salford moving up too quickly. And they're quickly penalised. But an excellent passage of play from Salford. John Griffiths taps it for the restart. makes 15 valuable yards. Connolly from acting half sees the gap, looking for support, but a lack of support from the Saints so far this evening. Forber inside to Beavers. Saints will have to regroup. Inside to Connolly. Well, he did take it well under a little bit of pressure, or should we say a lot of pressure. Coleman and Young. Groves, Cooper, onto Rapati, out to Chris Joint, good ball to Beavers, out to Alan Hunt, goes on the outside as Hunt comes back in field. Well clamped there, excellent clamp tackle. Well, Alan Hunt wants to play it, finally does. Now it's Kevin Ward, the ball's knocked down by Salford, it's going to be a knock on, that should be a Saints feed. Scrum down, Saints feed, that is the indication, that is correct. It was knocked down by Salford as Saints tried to spread it. A chance now for the Saints with John Griffiths at scrum half, Cooper in the loose forward berth. Saints have the heel. Griffiths comes away with it. Here Rapati. Well, it did look a little high, even though Rapati was coming through. It's going to be a penalty to the Saints. Will they elect to go for goal? Shane Cooper, the captain, has the ball. He's going to go for goal. Is Bernard Dwyer. Only the drop goal separating these two sides. Well, it's the fifth meeting between these two sides in the Lancashire Cup since the war. Honours all even. Obviously played 4 before, each side winning 2. Total points for the Saints of 56 against 46 for Salford. 1990-91, the second round tie away at the Willow, Salford, and Saints were beaten by 21 points to 7. I think that was the season Salford went to the final. Did they play Warrington here at Nosey Road? But Bernard Dwyer lost it. It's waved away, it has gone dead. And this is where the goal kicks could prove crucial. It hasn't happened so far this season. Saints always pulling through. But as I said before, Paul Loughlin out injured. He has got his plaster off, but he's going to be left for another 2 or 3 weeks at least. David Lyon had a hamstring injury, he's not fully fit. Still waiting to make his debut for the Saints. Dwyer to Rapati, gets the ball away to Groves, back to John Griffiths, but the Salford tackling is firm. Griffiths back to the spot where the original tackle was made, and the ball's come back, plays allowed on. Referee Conley consulting with his touch judge, but I don't think either of them knows what's going on. He's given a knock on, there was no knock on in that movement, as your pictures should clearly show you right in front of our camera position. But a knock on indicated the scrum down with a Salford feed. The popular side quiet, just saying what they think about the referee's decision there. But Gibson has the ball for Salford, being forced back by some solid tackling. Connolly, Griffiths and Joint. Arthur Bradshaw again, been played exceptionally well in the Salford ranks this evening. "13 minutes of the half gone, still the score remains at 5 points to 2. Only one chance of scoring from Bernard Dwyer's boot there just a few seconds ago. Lofted ball out on the far side, the Saints can't capitalise on it. Will it be a knock on Salford way, I think? Well, a knock on both ways is given. Scrum down, Saints feed for the original, or the first initial I should say, knock on, which was courtesy of Salford. Cooper to feed, Griffiths out wide, Sullivan coming in. Salford moving up quickly again. Shane Cooper wants to take it quickly, he does, but surely that's another penalty. In the sin bin for Gibson for a professional foul. Gibson. 10 minutes in the sin bin, a professional foul as Salford were penalised for offside. Shane Cooper came through quickly to take a quick tap. He was immediately fouled again. Salford down to 12 men, and an ideal chance or an ideal platform for the Saints to build on here and hopefully get points on the board. Groves, Nickel trying to burrow his way through. Inches from the Salford line now. Groves attacked in half-back. Nickel wants to play it quickly. Has to give himself a few yards. Now with Kevin Ward. Can he stretch? Excellent tackling. The ball's come back again to Nickel, I do believe. Is Nickel over? He must be inches short. Beavers, Cooper, onto Connolly, out to Hunt. Yes, Hunt's in. He's going behind the sticks. Yes, excellent try there from Alan Hunt. First try of the night, courtesy of Alan Hunt. And the Saints are in the lead for the first time in this match by 6 points to 5. Excellent play from Hunt, but Shane Cooper, very instrumental there, brought it over quickly. Connolly was there and Connolly got it away to Alan Hunt. Some tremendous Salford tackling has been put in this evening, and it's 56 minutes before the Salford line has been breached. Alan Hunt, Saints leading try scorer, 10 to his name now, and Bernard Dwyer looking to add the extras. 6-5 the score in the Saints' favour. Dwyer converts it. 8 points to 5 now, and that not as the Saints need any life putting into them, but that certainly should have given them a boost. Salford down to 12 men with Gibson paying a courtesy visit to the sin bin, and Saints capitalised on it there. He'd only just gone off at Gibson, and the Saints moved quickly after Salford were penalised 2 or 3 times in quick succession down near their own try line. Beavers takes it well, back to Bernard Dwyer now. As I said, the Salford line only just breached, but that'll give the Saints some enthusiasm, or more enthusiasm. They have been running hard, but the Salford tackling has been superb. Kevin Ward looking for support. Griffiths was there, he couldn't get it away. Stasic had clamped him that time. Now with Groves, Saints moving it left. Chris Joint up to the halfway, brought down virtually on the centre spot. Groves sees the gap, tries to scamper through. Last tackle of this sequence. The ball back to Griffiths, spreads it out to Beavers. Chip kick for Beavers for territory. Is it going to run into touch? No. Phil Ford gathers it. He'll come crossfield. He's well clamped there now. Bernard Dwyer, Chris Joint, Farber completed the tackle after the angle had been cut down. Tex Evans running crossfield. Sonny Nickel stops him, and Shane Cooper and Kevin Ward wrap him up. Now with Burgess. Not the Saints tackling now, coming into their own. They're moving in quickly. Rob Ackerman, he hits that brick wall again. Well, he's a glutton for punishment, isn't he? Looked to knock on there from Mark Lee. Uncharacteristic mistake. David Young just pats him on the back, but that will give the Saints a boost. It will put pressure on Salford. Be a scrum down with the Saints feed just outside the Salford 20-metre area. We're halfway through this second half, or virtually halfway through. 19 and a half minutes. Well, charged down there by Coleman as the Saints moved it blindside. It's going to be scrum down again with the Saints feed. Five to 3 the scrum's Saints way in this second half. Tira Patty running out wild. wild and wide. But Sullivan slips, takes the tackle, gets up again and has another bite of the cherry. Ted's moving it crossfield. Joint took it well. Had to regather his composure there, but Salford moving up. Paul Farber. He takes it deep in the 20-metre area. Cooper. Kevin Ward. Driving again. Puts the gas pedal down. Salford urged to get back on side. And the Saints are here again. Groves. Back to Cooper. Along to Griffiths. Sees the gap, Griffiths. He chips it through. Bernard Dwyer has it. Did he touch a Salford player? Obviously not. The sixth tackle is indicated there. Cooper. He chips it. And he runs at the defence. The Salford player taking over the line. Excellent play from State's captain Shane Cooper. Young had to take it. He had to dive on it over the line. And over the last 2 or 3 matches, well, especially the Widnes, the Saints Widnes game and the Saints Wakefield game, Shane Cooper putting a lot into it. It's surprising how much work he does get through. But Salford have to kick out. Beavers takes it. He moves it diagonally over to Tony Sullivan's wing, but he's well wrapped up. The Salford defence will be tested yet again. Saints in possession. Bernard Dwyer running tirelessly at this Salford defence. Groves, Ward. Ward looking to release it, but he's still going forward. About 11 yards from the line, virtually in front of the sticks. Cooper, Griffiths, Rapati. Well, is it a high tackle indicated? With Burgess coming through, it is. It's going to be a penalty to the Saints. With Rapati coming through, there didn't look a lot in it, but the referee picked it out. Bernard Dwyer's going to have a go for goal. As I said before, these goal kicks could prove crucial. Saints are leading by 8 points to 5. Even if this conversion is popped over by Bernard Dwyer, still only 5 points separating the sides. And you don't need me to tell you that a converted try will put Salford back in the lead. But Bernard Dwyer, about 19 metres out, 15 metres in from the popular side touchline. Kicked 2 goals this evening, looking for his third. Allowed too much for it. Has it gone dead? It hasn't. But superb tackling there. Excellent tackling by the Saints. Quickly over. And forcing Salford to drop out from between the sticks, and that'll put Saints back on the attack again. Gibson looking to come back on as Salford drop out. Sullivan stops it with his foot, brings it forward, has to take the tackle there. Stasiker and Lee. Beavers attacked in half. On to Chris Joint. Now Kevin Ward looking for support. Groves on one side, Dwyer on the other. These two lively hookers. Saints move it left. Griffiths, Rapati took it well. Farber now, back to Rapati. Tries to shrug the tacklers off, but excellent tackling again. Sixth and final one of this set. Alan Hunt wants the ball in the air. Griffiths is there to oblige. Hunt putting pressure. Well, Saints have possession. Sonny Nicholl has it. What's the referee ruled? Has he given offside? It certainly looks as though he's... Well, temper's getting a little frayed, just going behind the sticks there. I think the referee had given offside, but a little bit of a fracas breaking out. It's been a hard, tough, physical game, but tempers just getting a little frayed. The kick was lofted high by John Griffiths. Alan Hunt was there to oblige. It did come loose. It came back to Sonny Nicholl, I think, but then a little bit of a melee started. And the referee and the two touch judges consulting. There is a Salford player there. Shane Cooper has been brought into the talks again. We're just waiting now to see what the decision will be. I thought the referee had given an offside decision against the Saints before that fracas started, but it is offside, still the offside decision, so it's a penalty to Salford. Brown to kick towards the main stand side. (8-5) the score. 25 minutes gone, 15 minutes remaining. Salford back to a full complement. Gibson back on the field after his 10 minutes rest in the sin bin. Tex Evans coming across field. Dwyer and Cooper wrap him up. Mark Lee trying to get things away, but Burgess meets Sonny Nicol and John Griffiths, and the Saints are tackling with a purpose, aren't they? Only 3 points separating the sides. The next score could be crucial. And a meeting in the final against the old pie eaters is the reward for the team which wins this evening. Coleman on to Brown, grubbers it to touch. Hunt well positioned, takes it well, builds up head of steam, runs cross field. But excellent tackle there. Arthur Bradshaw, but he's penalised. Didn't look much in that at all. Bradshaw has been an excellent competitor this evening, but Salford are penalised, and John Griffiths will kick over to the main stand side. (6-2) on my card, the penalty count for the Saints in the second half. The try line just been penetrated once. That was by Alan Hunt in the 15th minute of the second half. Gave the Saints the lead for the first time. Ward is on the break. He gives the dummy. He tries for the line. The ball's released. I think Kevin Ward had done the spade work there. He should have kept hold of that ball. He tried to get it away to Bernard Dwyer. But Phil Ford bringing it away as Salford restart with a tap from the centre of the 20-metre line. Kevin Ward taking a knock in that movement, but what a superb dummy and sidestep from Wardy. Well, a knock on from Coleman. That's the acting half-back. He's looking at Phil Ford there, but he's nobody to look at, only himself, has he? He's knocked the ball on. Ford just plays it through. It's going to put Saints on the attack again, and Kevin Ward receiving treatment on the far side. Saints substitute forward, Ian Connor just limbering up. Cooper to feed. Saints have scrum possession. Now with John Griffiths running for the gap. Farber rings it blindside. Dwyer on to Chris Joint, running well into space, just over the 20-metre line. Beavers attacked in half. He moves it infield. Cooper, Sonny Nicol. He's run strong this evening and he's still powering his way forward. The Saints have got to come away with points this time. Cooper, Griffiths tries to go on his own. He gets it away to Beavers. Out to Connolly. Connolly going for the corner. He's in. Excellent try there. Quick hands by the Saints. And Connolly goes in at the far corner. The Gary Connolly try. Quick hands was the order of the day. John Griffith centre field. Moved it over quick. Connolly saw the gap. He went for it. He's got a tremendous turn of pace as Connolly powered his way in at the corner. Not very much room, as you can see, with the goal kick attempt being taken on the far side. Tira Patty, I think, is having a go this time. and as you can see, it's only inches in from the touchline and just outside the 20-metre mark. Gary Connolly's 5th of the season, and this Hunt-Connolly partnership coming up trumps again. That certainly could be the match winner. As far as the Saints are concerned, 12 points to 5 to score, a 7-point cushion, and this conversion from Rapati to come. Difficult attempt. Rapati strikes it well, but it's narrowed, waved away by the touch judges, but Saints have that vital 7-point lead. There's 10 minutes of the game to go, and they're going to have be an exciting last 10 minutes. Brown gets it away. Deep kick taken by Dwyer right on his own line. He brings the ball up. Took Saints 15 minutes of this second half to get on the scoreboard, but they've never looked back since. And there's Tony Sullivan coming in from the wing, looking for a piece of the action. We've seen less lying on than that been penalised this evening, haven't we? Certainly the referee, they make the most of it sometimes, but Rapati scampering away from the acting halfback. Brown and Bradshaw and Mark Lee well in at the tackle. Stasica was there at the base. It's now with Griffiths. He gets it away under pressure. Gibson will field it. The reception committee's there. Shane Cooper comes in and cuts the angle down. Kevin Ward running rampant comes in, and Bernard Dwyer's there as well. Salford now only less than 9 minutes to try and retrieve something out of this game. It's been a good, hard cup tie. Wigan came through last night, beating Oldham 48-8. I thought they'd have had more points than that. They was leading about 16-0 after a quarter of an hour. But this has been a cup tie tonight. Ackerman there, bouncing through. Well, play on, said the referee. Ackerman got up and did exactly that. They're in the Saints half of Salford. Brown there looking for the loop movement. He gets it away. Quick hands from Salford. It's gone to Evans. Well, it's waved on. All systems go as Evans brings it up to the 20-metre mark. The tackle count is waved clean, and Salford now seeing if they can get points on the board up at the Saints end. Coleman. Well, he's lost the ball. It's knocked forward. The referee did well to pick that out, but it was the tackling, the severity of the tackling there. Paul Groves quickly in, along with John Griffiths, that shoot the ball there from Coleman's hands. Cooper has it from the base of the scrum. Coleman wraps him up. He's doing a lot of yapping, and as is the rule, these scrum halves, they're usually volatile characters, and Coleman's there. Paul Farber gets the ball away to Vivers. Right onto the halfway line. Salford urged to get back on side. The Saints spread it over to the right. Kevin Ward moved it over to the left. Had an excellent game this evening, the old Warhorse Ward. Wayne Reid looking to be brought on to replace Rob Ackerman, as Cooper lost it high. A good touch finder there from Cooper on the 10-metre line. So Ackerman coming off, Reid going on. Well, it's 11 that's being held up. But I don't know who is going to come off. Perhaps a mix-up in the ranks there. Salford have possession from the scrum. Saints will have to keep it tight. Hold Salford down at that end for the remainder of these tackles. Can't afford to let them have a bit of space. We've all seen what they can do. An excellent display from them this evening. They've thrown the ball out. And it's Stazika. Out to Young. They're breaking again. Coleman, the architect, onto Phil Ford. But he's brought down right in front of us. Cooper, Hunt and Kevin Ward. Sean Brown over the top. Excellent tackling from the Saints. That must be a forward pass or a knock-on, whichever you want to have. A knock-on indicated by referee Connolly. Inside the last 5 minutes, 12-5 the score. And the Saints looking on course to a meeting with our old friends from Central Park in the final, with the Saints hoping to retain the Lancashire Cup. Sullivan, 30 metres out. Dwyer, Cooper, Rapati, on to Connolly, out to Hunt again. Hunt comes in field, evades the tackles, yes! Oh, what a superb try! A superb brace of tries there for Alan Hunt. Took it on the 25, excellent ball from Connolly, and there Hunt salutes the popular side faithful. Excellent try from Hunt. 12-5, it was one I think, but certainly that's put the coffin nails in Salford as Hunt takes the plaudits and Bernard Dwyer's going to have a go to add the extras. 16-5 the score. Ian Connor looking to come on for the last 4 minutes or so for Kevin Ward as Bernard Dwyer tees it up. Well, oh, what a superb goal! Excellent goal from Dwyer. Full marks and well worthy of an excellent goal for a superb try. (18-5) the score. Kevin Ward's come off for a well-earned rest. Ian Connor's gone on. Up to about 10 minutes from the end. There'll certainly be a lot of tight bums on seats round this St Helens Stadium, with the score only at 8 points to 5. But Saints are spreading it. Connolly has it. He can't evade the clutches of Brown. Wants to get up and play it. Connolly plays it. Alan Hunt has it. Tira Patty named as the man of the match. And Groves tries to chip it through, but Bradshaw has it. He slips it away to Young. Salford still trying to spread it, even though the game is lost. Now it's Tex Evans. Sonny Nicholas him. Evans gets it away to Ford, and Nichols coming in again, but Connolly wraps him up this time. Quick play the ball, Peter Williams. Mark Lee along the line, still running hard at Salford. Burgess has it. Connolly's taking a knock on the ankle, but he's back up now. About 2 minutes of the game remaining. Gibson for Salford. He's brought down 10 yards inside the Saints half. Grubber kick through. Does it find touch? It does. Just about 8 yards from the Saints try line. So the ball will be brought back to the 10-metre line for the scrum to be formed with the Saints feed. Saints to feed, and Saints have scrum possession. Beavers. He brings it up. Now it's Cooper. Steps up, attacked in half. Bernard Dwyer up to the 20-metre line. Salford still sticking to the task. Wouldn't expect anything else from a professional outfit. Ian Connor now. First touch. Powering his way forward. Cooper. Chris Joint. Gets it away to Griffiths. The Saints still moving it. Griffiths just couldn't break the tackle there, but he still, well, juggles with it. Drives it forward under some hard tackling from Salford. He's tackled hard all evening, but unfortunately they've nothing to show for it in the way of a win. Just 2 penalty goals and a drop goal from Brown. But it's forward, taking it up centre. Rapati's with him on the left. Inside Bolter. Oh, I was going to say inside ball to Rapati. Rapati was on the left, then he came on the right, but Forward took the tackle. Now with Beavers. Well, lofts it high, but it comes back. Salford have possession. We're nearly a minute of normal time played. And it's now with Jed Stazika. Saints looked all on the board there to another try. But Rapati moving from left to right. Forward did take the tackle. Salford still in possession. Young Wayne Reid. Now it's Brown from dummy half. Brown and Coleman working the loop movement. Solid tackling. There's the final hooter. An excellent game this evening. The Lancashire Cup semi-final. The Saints well on course to retaining the trophy. A very good win. 18 points to 5. But to full marks to Salford. No disgrace this evening. Held the Saints to a 5 points to 2 lead. At half-time, just a Bernard Dwyer penalty goal, the Saints points. Then, as I said, 15 minutes into the second half before Alan Hunt went over. Dwyer converted it after a lovely ball from Connolly. Connolly himself went over about 14 minutes later. That was unconverted. And then Alan Hunt finishing off with 4 minutes to go in the corner, bagging his second for the evening and an emphatic 18 points to 5 win. Full marks to Salford for the display they've had this evening. Thanks for joining us, especially your Saints side. Obviously I'm from the Saints video. I'll be with you on Sunday when Saints entertain Hull here at Nosey Road. Sorry about that if you're a Salford specky obviously, but as I said, you commentators didn't turn up this evening, but I hope you'll enjoy reliving the game again and see how hard you have played. Thanks again, we'll see you soon.